You don't need a whole lot of ideas. I mean, what you need is two different kinds of ideas. Right now, you need some emergency life-saving ideas. Like, the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is though you were wounded in combat and I'm running the MASH hospital, you come in and I got to stop the bleeding and make sure that you don't die. All right, now here's exactly how you do that. You take the 5,000 list that you have, the best portion of that list, and that is your agent list, right?
Yes.
Okay. Write a sales letter, and part of this is boilerplate copy that I have memorized, so I'm going to give it to you quickly. It'll be on the tape, and then you're going to have to fill in the yada yadas. Now, each one of these letters will be computer generated so that they look personalized, as though they were individually typed. And it'll be something like this. June 11th, 1977, John Q. Everett, 123 Elm Street, Massillon, Ohio, 44646. Dear Mr. Everett, as you can see, I've attached a nice crisp $1 bill to the top of this letter. Why have I done this? Actually, there are two reasons. Number one, I have something very important to tell you, and I wanted some way to make sure this letter would catch your attention. Number two, since what I have to tell you concerns how you can double the amount of money you make on commissions or whatever it is, I thought using a dollar bill as a financial eye catcher was especially appropriate. Here's what it's all about. My name is Pamela Yellen, and I have recently developed a lead-generating, profit-making system that is so incredible. Now, what you want to do is you want to take 100 of those letters. Now, listen real carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is crucial. You do this with 100 letters, and you send those letters by priority mail, all right? So that they're going to arrive within 3 days. That's guaranteed. And you send a priority mail, and then you call them. When you call, you make it a person-to-person call to John Q. Everett from Pamela, and then you talk to those guys and see how many sales that you can close. Now, what you're going to find out is some of them are not interested, some of you can't get through, some of them are going to really like it, etc., etc. But as you get feedback, now when you write the next 100 letters, you're going to change it. But you're not going to change it through guesswork or intuition or gut feeling. You're going to change it because of real, honest-to-God field feedback, right? Then you do it with another 100 letters, and then you do it with another 100. And somewhere about that time, you're going to have probably about the best letter that you can write without getting some world-class copywriter to come in and do it. Then you go through the numbers. Now, it may not be that you want to continue mailing priority mail. Maybe you want to mail this package regular first-class mail. But whenever I'm in doubt, when I first worked with Sam and Leslie Fishbein, they had a real big problem. They've got 5 furniture stores here in Denver. They're about to open 2 more, but I started working in '88, and they were in sort of a crisis situation. And I almost always tell people in a crisis situation, if you haven't done it, mail a dollar bill letter to your existing list and then follow it up with a telephone call. Now, I don't want to hear any of this shit about how you don't like making calls. Make the calls and record the calls. And as you record the calls, wait till you capture yourself at concert pitch on a few of them. Then you use that as a training program for anybody else that's going to work for you. You know, you have Mary come in, you say, Mary, listen to these tapes. She'll hear you actually selling this at your best, overcoming the 10 most common objectives. That's how you get somebody to do it, okay? But the first thing that you need to do is you need to send all those people a dollar bill promotion, and believe me, it'll reactivate enough of them. Let me teach you something that'll really clarify things for you, okay? This is the utopian thing that could happen for anybody who's selling something. Let's say that there is a reporter for the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, the Wall Street Journal, or your local newspaper. And for some reason, he comes out to your place of visit to do a story. And he asks you all kinds of questions about you, and he asks you all kinds of questions about your business. And he falls in love with you, and he falls in love with your business. And he returns to the paper, and he sits down at his word processor, and he writes a glowing article about how wonderful you are, about how wonderful your product is, all the benefits of using it, etc., etc. And almost as a public service, he informs the people at the end of the article how they can get in touch with you. Now, that is a utopian situation, which is unlikely to happen. So if you want a guide for writing copy, you be that reporter. You be that reporter, and you write that, and then you have it set up and make it look as though it were an article that appears in the paper. Ads that appear to be articles that are article-like outperform ads that are obviously ads by a factor of about 5 to 1. And so then the utopian scenario would be, would it not, that someone read that and they knew someone that would be interested, they would rip that ad out of the paper, write on a Post-it note, Jim, this sounds great, Gary, stick it on the paper, and hastily hand address an envelope, and mail it to you, all right? And so, since that's not going to happen unless you make it happen, that's the way you should make it happen. Make it look like a killer newspaper article. And write it from the third person, the reporter's point of view. And when I asked him, he was very open, shared his files with me, and I called at random 10 of his customers, and this is what they say. Glowing testimonial 1, glowing testimonial 2, et cetera, et cetera. So now that I've taught you how to think about it, that can supersede a lot of other questions. That's the main thing that you want to do. And I'll tell you something else you can do. I'll give you a really good secret. Run that full-page ad in the Key West Citizen. Talk with a guy named Randy and mention my name. The Key West Citizen has the advantage of being a very small paper, only 10,000 circulation, but it's known all over the world. Therefore, you can buy a full-page ad in there relatively cheap. Plus, they will print tear sheets extra for you, front and back, you know, for a very nominal charge. They'll, you know, I don't know what it is now, 20 or 30 bucks a thousand. Then have your letters go from Key West. And you can say, George, saw this in the Key West newspaper while on vacation, thought you'd be interested, Jay. And the ad actually ran. And that makes a lot more sense. Add some validity.
Now,
wait a minute. And you want to do something else? Think about, and I've never done this, but think about it. Think about running in an English language newspaper in a foreign country. Think about sending it from over there. It's theater.
Now, I should do something like that even though I'm talking to carpet cleaners just to have the advantage of having actually ran. Even though it's not even going to be, no one in Key West is going to be the least of interest.
Well, yeah, the point is you're not going to get customers from Key West that's going to justify the cost of the ad. That's not the point. But it did run. This is an ad that ran in a Key West paper. Or you can use a smaller paper or whatever, you know. But I like Key West. You know, Key West gets like 4 million tourists a year and everybody knows it. And another thing, nice thing about it, it's true. I mean, the ad did run. It just adds something to it. What I'm going to say is I was just telling Joe that he has way too many ideas, and I mean that, and way too much marketing, and he shouldn't be going after it anymore, and that he should be taking like a vacation every 3 weeks to places like Jamaica where they don't know what marketing is, and I'm very serious about that. Because there's a point where you're just adding on and adding on. And you know, I'll tell you what it reminds me of is information overload that people get when they become addicted to the internet, you know. And they say, oh God, you know, I can, and they're sitting there in front of that screen gathering information for 14 hours a day. Or they're developing new ideas, etc. You know, you don't need 1,000 good ideas and you can't implement 1,000 good ideas. I think you're at the point now where you're starting to suffer from carbonized shit effect. And I'll tell you what that is. A lot of people don't know it, but when you are born, God or whoever is running schemes assigns you a little invisible angel with little invisible wings that flutter around your head. And he has a little invisible mallet, and he has a little invisible bag of shit, and the bag is porous. And he's got that, you know, you can't feel it, but he's got, in one hand, he's got that bag of shit on top of your head all the time, and he's got the invisible mallet, all the other. And every time you're given misinformation, the little angel assigned to you whacks that bag with his little invisible mallet. And the bag being porous, some of the shit filters through the bag, and your head being porous, it goes down into your cranial cavity. It starts when you're young and you're crying for food. Mom says, Don't cry. It's not time to eat. Well, it is time to eat when you're hungry. And so the angel goes whap, and a little bit of that shit filters down in there. As you get a little older, and you know you're looking at pictures, and you come across a Playboy magazine, and you know maybe your mom tells you that's bad. You go whack, and a little bit more shit comes down. Then you go in school, and they're going to take you to civics class, and they say this is how business works and government works. You know, whack whack. You know, because it all works on graft and stuff. And then you know when you go to church, and they say that if you say 47 Hail Marys, you can kill people and get away with it. Whack whack whack. And then the Republicans are going to save your ass. Whack. The Democrats are going to save your ass. Whack. There comes a point, usually when you're about 29 years old, that there is a problem with this. And the problem is that there is, your cranial cavity is a finite amount of cubic inches in space in there, but there's an infinite amount of shit that the little angel has, this little fairy-like creature has to pound in your head. And so you begin to get what Arthur Haley referred to as a dense pack. The shit begins, that's the only way you can get more shit. He has to pound it harder, and there's so much in there. It gets denser and denser and denser until actually it hardens to a diamond-like hardness. And you can tell when this has happened to people. I can tell it with Joe. And you know how you can tell? Is you look at their eyes and you see radiating out of it the gleam of what appears to be intelligence and enthusiasm and go get 'em. And all it is light reflecting off shit that is so dense and hard packed it has the brilliance of a diamond and is throwing it back at you. Now, to go any further in life, what you have to do is give yourself periodically a mental enema. You have to begin with a stool softener. Now, I'm sort of a living stool softener. That's kind of what I did here the last 2 days, you know, is the first thing you do. But you need to work at it more now.
When I first discovered direct response, that was some of the greatest insights and discovery in the world. And I learned marketing through Gary Halbert. So I knew that what he taught would be worth a fortune. And I knew that, you know, his knowledge and his guidance, as crazy and as insane that Gary was, would make me money, and because it made other people money, and it helped me transfer my cleaning business around. So I was pre-interested, pre-motivated, pre-qualified, and predisposed to continue to give Gary money for knowledge and advice. And so one of the things that I did in terms of taking action and creating movement was I wanted to get Gary personally. And so I paid $11,500 to hire Gary for 2 days back in 1997. And this was in June. And I was out doing some consulting for Bill Phillips, the author of Body for Life at EAS, and I arranged it so that Gary could come out to Denver and I could do 2 days of consulting with him. And he invited John Carlton, and I invited Pamela Yellen, and I invited Terry Huntefield to come out with me. And we were at the Denver Marriott Hotel, and we basically 2 days with Gary, and I had a Marantz tape recorder, and I recorded this for my own personal, purposes. I wanted to capture this, and I was paying a pretty hefty sum at the time, $11,500 to hire Gary, just to do this. And this is only after I'd even hired him a couple of times to write sales letters for me, that I paid him $15,000 per sales letter and was paying him royalties. So I already had a relationship with Gary. So I was able to get him to do things and share things with me that he frankly would never share with anyone else. And so not only did I have an $11,500 investment in the 2 days of consulting, I had also, up to that point in my business with Gary, had already paid him $30,000 just to write a couple sales letters for me and pay him royalties. So I had thousands of dollars invested in this relationship with Gary in order to get him to do this. So we got a hotel, pretty much had to lock Gary in the room in order to get him to share this stuff. And we sat down and we simply talked. We talked about how to grow and build an information marketing business, how to build my own business. And now I want to share the opportunity with you to actually listen to these recordings. And I will say, before I get into what's on them and how much they cost, that these audios are worth at least $100,000 to anyone that is a player. And because you're invited on this training, there's a small select hand-picked group of marketers that have been invited to listen to this. And so what I want to share is, for one, I'm selling these. And I've talked with Kevin, I've talked with Bond, and I said, out of all of the things that we can do, since I wrote a couple of newsletters for the Gary Halbert letter, and we got fantastic response, and what can we offer people that would really give them something extremely valuable, that is something that hardly anyone has ever listened to, and that people that are die-hard marketers, love direct response, love Gary Halbert, will get tremendous value out of, and that would be what we call these the triple X, Halbert tapes, because they are filled with profanity. So they're not for children, they're not for people that are easily offended. And what we're going to do is we're going to sell these recordings for $1,497, and I'm going to make a special offer to everyone here to where you can get them for $997. And that's it. It's going to be one payment, $997. It's people that want some really awesome stuff, and it's just unadulterated, fantastic, brilliant Gary Halbert strategies. And they have made me a fortune, and you're going to hear stuff that you've never heard before, and they will impact your business and teach you a lot of stuff. So I want to share with you some of the things that you will learn as a result of getting a copy of these recordings. And I want to give you a website that you can go to in order to listen to them. And you got to do it quickly. I'm going to give you a 24-hour period to place an order. And the people that are first come, first serve, I'm going to give them a list of some of the very best Genius Network interviews that I've given with that will cover many of the topics that I talked about on the training, from how to do internet marketing, to how to build a list, to how to write powerful, compelling sales copy, to basically enhance and reinforce all of the things that I think are important for you to learn how to build and grow an info marketing business, and to also just really benefit from all of Gary Halbert's teachings. And so I will have a special offer for that. The website is buyhalbertxxx.com, buyhalbertxxx.com. That is the website that I'd like you to go to, and you can basically get a copy of the private XXX Halbert recordings, along with some Genius Network interviews, and another training that I'm going to give you as a result of taking action, because people that take action are the ones that will make the money and get the results. So here are some of the things that you will learn, and I'm going to share with you bullets. These are bullets, and this is Gary Halbert influence, and everything I'm about to share with you is revealed on these XXX recordings. So I'll go through them. The extraordinary rule of thumb rules that will increase the results of your sales letters by a factor of 5. 3 astonishingly easy solutions to cure ad fatigue when your ads start to lose their effectiveness. The only way to ensure that once ad fatigue is cured, you will never suffer from it again. An effortless way to know what your ultimate customer wants, how to tell that customer a story, and offer test kits that get him to lust for your product or service so badly that he has no option but to order. An almost unheard of but easy and inexpensive method to double sales. 7 very specific but ridiculously simple techniques to boost response to your ads. How to increase the price for your products or services by 10%, 20%, 50%, or even double, and get it. How to make your ads and letters so compelling that your message shines from your copy like a searchlight. The exact words to use in a sales letter that will create an immediate infusion of cash into your business. Gary actually reads the words into the tape recorder for you. Gary's exact words to use in Double Your Money Back guarantee that creates compelling risk reversal and drops refunds to nearly zero. Yes, he reads those words into the recorder for you too. 5 emergency life-saving ideas to keep your business alive in times of crisis. Gary's favorite and most powerful lead-in to a letter that literally makes it irresistible not to read. And yes, he reads this onto the recording for you too. 4 extraordinary secrets to keep your copy always fresh and alive. The 2-step process that John Carlton invented that will quintuple 5 times the response to your marketing message. John uses this process to earn huge copywriting fees and has only revealed it to his close friends prior to these recordings. The 3 stages of finding the key to magic copy and how by implementing those 3 stages your copy automatically leads prospects into action. The only proven method to get anybody on the phone anytime you want to talk to them, no matter how important they are and how many screening secretaries they have. How to double your sales easily and quickly. As Gary said, if these techniques don't double the amount of sales that you're making, then you are brain dead. 4 little magic words that get your letters read every time. How to give even dull, boring products life and emotion, making them practically irresistible. The totally unexpected secret of how to get prospects to pay you to present your products to them. This one could save you $30,000. How to find the needle in the haystack benefit statement that will explode the results of your marketing. The most critical condition to success, and how, if you fail this test, your business will eventually crash and burn no matter what else you do. How to get rid of all the dumb questions your customers and staff ask you every day that suck away your time like a black hole, drain profits, and skyrocket your overhead. How the overhead of businesses has broken the backs of hundreds of entrepreneurs and drove them to bankruptcy. Specific, concrete steps that you can take to cut overhead while at the same time increasing efficiency. Now, one of my favorites, the importance of injecting theater in your marketing and why, if you don't, your response will be flat. How to knock yourself off rather than waiting for your competitors to knock you off and to resell products repackaged so that you are actually, 1, reselling customers, and 2, capturing another whole segment of the market. The absolute best time to use personalized Post-it notes and when not to. How to use tear sheets to create an avalanche of sales. How to write copy that draws customers like sharks to hunks of raw meat, the raw, uncensored details of spectacularly successful sales letters that paid Gary millions of dollars. How to find the best list to mail. An odd thing that doesn't make sense but bumps up response every time it's used. The untold secret method that Gary used to help Chase Revel, Entrepreneur Magazine's owner at the time, when Chase was being creamed by refunds. Discover the complete details of the direct mail promotion that mailed 10,000 letters offering a $1,300 seminar. The promotion resulted in 200 sales. That's a $260,000 in sales on one letter. You will hear on the recordings how Gary did not want to give us the details of many of his campaigns and techniques because they are, in effect, his trade secrets, but I pulled it out of him anyway. Fresh new ways to get clients into your business every month. A down and dirty and just barely legal letter that screams, "I must be read." You have never seen or heard Gary teach this method because it was that top secret. Gary's simple little secret of how to turn on creativity when writing copy as readily as you turn on your living room lamp. How to take your ads and copy from mediocre, good enough copy to fantastic, compelling copy. The most powerful emotion of all to get the prospect to take action. No, it's not fear, not desire, not benefits. The answer may shock you, but will make your copy more compelling. And there's a whole bunch more. And so those are a lot of the things that you will learn as a result of these XXX Halbert recordings that I invested $11,500 to spend 2 days with Gary and with John Carlton and a couple of other really sharp marketers. And I captured all of this for my own personal reasons. And now, many years later, I'm so happy that I recorded these because we're now able to share some of Gary's most brilliant marketing methods and strategies and mindsets, specifically on how to build and grow an info marketing business. And if you want to make $5,000 a day in an info business, it's imperative that you actually get these. They will help you tremendously if you listen to the entire recordings and do not easily feel that they are worth at least $100,000 to your business. And it doesn't even matter if you're not an info marketer. It doesn't matter what business you're in. These are helpful for anyone in the marketing business. They're very specifically related, though, to information marketing. That's what we talk about. That's what we discuss. That's what the strategies that we cover are about. And so if you do not feel they're worth at least $100,000 to you, all I ask is that you listen to the entire things, because once you do, there's no way you're going to want to return them. However, if you do listen to all of them and you really feel they're not worth at least $100,000 to you, then all I ask is that you write me a letter explaining why you were not able to learn a variety of things that you could do that would be worth that to you. So that's pretty much the guarantee. I do want to mention that these audios contain strong adult XXX real-life language. So if you're easily offended by hard-hitting, frank conversation, do not get these recordings. This is pretty much down and dirty street marketing that was never meant for publication or distribution. It's a compelling but uncensored analysis of the info marketing business by two of the greatest copywriting and direct marketing minds that in the world. And I mean it. You cannot listen to these tapes with children around. We'd recommend that you listen to them either locked in your office, on an iPod, or in your car. And I guarantee that these private Halbert sessions are worth at least $100,000 to you in your info marketing business. So here's the opportunity. I'm giving these a price of $1,497. You can order them today for $997 right now by going to www.buyhalbertxxx.com. Buyhalbertxxx.com for $997. You will also get several $100s worth of Genius Network interviews that address all of the topics that I talked about during this training and will be really beneficial, including some of the greatest internet marketers, conversion specialists, mailing list experts alive. I will give you my interview with Sir Richard Branson, if you've never heard that before, and things that will be really valuable to you. And that is it. And for those of you that order right now, and we'll be able to track this because obviously we are doing this training right now. If you order within 24 hours, I will also give you the username and password and private website for my Stick Strategy Secrets program, which is 12 hours of specific training and exact templates, exact sales letters, my entire course for carpet cleaners, so you can see the model that I use in my info marketing business, how to use 24-hour free recorded messages, 24-hour free recorded messages scripts, the entire Stick Strategy process that I created for Vic Conant and Nightingale Conant that is used on my Nightingale Conant program, which is the #1 selling marketing program for Nightingale Conant. You'll get that complete model, how to hire employees using free recorded messages. You'll just see all of the influences from Gary Halbert. So you're not just getting an education and getting training, you're getting exact ad templates, promotion strategies, and your capabilities will be amplified dramatically for a measly investment of $997, which is a fraction of what I paid Gary Halbert to spend 2 days creating this, along with a bunch of other goodies. So go to www.buyhalbertxxx.com right now. We will get these sets of recordings out to you along with the complete transcripts, and I look forward to hearing the success that you have with them and your feedback and helping you in any way, shape, and form that I can. So on behalf of myself, the late Gary Halbert, who I'm sure would be very happy that we're doing this and we're offering this to everyone, and his sons Kevin and Bond, I want to wish you the very best, and I hope you found this extremely valuable. And like Gary said, you will accomplish more through movement than you will through meditation. So don't meditate on this. Make the decision. Do it right now. I took the leap. I took the chances. I invested, and it has paid me back millions and millions of dollars. And I'm now giving you an opportunity to get all of this tremendous knowledge and wisdom for a fraction of what it cost me. And I know it will work for you. So have a great day, and look forward to hearing about your success.